Final Fantasy VI, the deck Revival Trance. Red, white, and black. Fill your graveyard. Revive your fallen heroes. As seen in the other decks, so these decks are super thematic. They all include cards that are related with this game, Final Fantasy VI in this case. So we are going to get to know more and more better Terra, the Herald of Hope. Born with the ability to wield magic, Terra was placed under mind control by the Gestalian Empire and forced to fight as a living weapon. The spell was broken after an encounter with the Frozen Esper, and she joined a rebel group known as the Returners to fight against the Imperial regime. So, a disclaimer, I played Final Fantasy VI many years ago on emulator. So it was, I believe, in the end of the 90s, beginning of the 2000s. It was with those tricks of quick save, quick load, as you know, from emulators. But I don't remember much about the game. Don't remember much. I remember Kafka as being the bad guy. I remember walking around the map with some robots. I think that was on 6 and not 5. But besides that, I know that there's a spoiler that she becomes she's an Esper or summon this game. But more than that, searching for friends. I remember some characters. So I'm really curious to revisit Final Fantasy VI and get to know the characters from the deck. So we see Terra, we see the other commanders, should be the secondary commander. Don't forget to take the tokens out. And searching for friends, I don't remember what that means. What was the meaning behind that? I like these deck boxes. You can store your deck inside with sleeves. It's a very good addition from Wizards. Thank you for that. So the decks also come with this envelope, which inside you have a collected booster sample pack. I won't open. I am gonna save that for reels. If you like reels for opening boosters, then I truly invite you to check the channel. I have a ton. Then the decks come with the piece of paper, which tells you a little bit about the deck, the strategy of the deck here, the rules for commander if you are getting into the game based on this. And so besides Terra, you also have Celes, the Rune Knight. Is this a man or a woman? Infused with magic during her childhood, Celes Share was a general in the Gestalian Empire and a Magitech knight of great renown. However, she grew disillusioned by the Empire's wars of conquest and rebelled, only to be branded a traitor and imprisoned in a cell in South Figaro, where she awaited execution. Before the punishment could be met out, Celes was rescued by Locke, a member of... That's another character of the game, right? A member of the Returners attempted to disrupt the Empire's plans. She joined Locke as a new member of the rebel group, resisting the Empire wherever she could. Yes, doesn't ring any bell, this Ceres character. But let's go back to memory lane and revisit Final Fantasy VII. Okay, so I remember there was an aircraft that you travel across the globe. That was the first time. I think that on a Final Fantasy, you were able to... there was a famous ship. I think I'm seeing the ship mentally. I remember that ship traveling around. Should be this one, I hope. So, starting with the commander. So, Terra is a 3-mana, 3/3. She has Trance. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, you mill 2 cards, and then Terra wins flying. So, basically, she has flying on your turn. If she doesn't need to attack, it activates. Then, when Terra deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2. When you do, you can return target creature cards with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So, this is a graveyard deck. And I'm sure all the creatures will be very small in order for you to leverage on this power, which seems to be very good. Then Celes Rune Knight for 4/3. When Celes enter, you discard any number of cards and you draw that many +1. Whenever one or more creatures you control enter, if one or more of them entered from graveyard or was cast from a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Clearly a graveyard deck. on different ways to look at it. So let's see how the rest of the deck leverage on that. So I'll just take the tokens out of the way right now, and we see the blackjack, the legendary token artifact. Curious that you could have two legendary tokens too. That's the first time I see. There's the copy, treasure, and mogul, which is a life linker, and the monarch also too. Or maybe this is a printing mistake. Two monarchs in a deck doesn't make much sense, and a legendary token twice. That's really strange, really strange. Then the coin of fate. Who is this guy? Is it Kafka? No, it looks like a woman. Well, Kafka is also a bit, you know what I mean. When this artifact enters, you surveil one. I'm just thinking, is Kafka from Final Fantasy 6 or 5? No, we'll find. If he's from 6, he will be here. When this artifact enters, you surveil one, you exile 2 creature cards from your grave, you sacrifice this artifact, and put that card, and you become the monarch. Xian, Vengeful Samurai. So this is that's another character from the game. There was a samurai, right? This spell costs 1 less for each creature. Double strike. Wow. 7 double strike. Whenever one or more creature card leaves your graveyard, +1 on Xian. The thing with these creatures is that there were no full motion videos at the time. The characters were super pixel art, so it's very difficult. It's very difficult for you to look at them and try to match with whatever existed on pixel art. So you must have some kind of artistical liberty to create the characters from whatever, looking a little bit of the way they want. When General Leo Christoph enters, return up to 1 target creature card with 3 or less from the grave into the battlefield and put a +1. Yeah, same thing again. Esper, oh, there's Kafka. Okay, there's Kafka. It's not Kafka, it's Kefka. Kefka, not Kafka, the writer. Kefka. Espers to Magicite. So Espers were the summons. Exile each opponent's graveyard. When you do, you choose up to 1 target creature, exile this way, create a token. There is a copy of the card, except is an artifact. There's the Falcon. Okay, so Falcon is not, it's not the blackjack, it's the Falcon. Legendary artifact as well. So that's where they traveled. Interceptors. Shadow's Hound. There were some dogs. Rejoin the fight. This is from Final Fantasy 6 indeed. So that's Terra when she becomes an Esper, right? And these two may also be important. Shadow Mysterious Assassin. Oh, there's the dog again. Is this one of the characters or enemy or a boss? Shadow. I think there was a class of ninjas. Siegfried, famed swordsman. Siegfried. Oh, I really don't remember these characters. Gao, feral youth. So that's the guy that we saw here. Where was it? Here. That's the guy. No? No, it's not. But this guy, Gao. Okay, there was. I think I remember there was a berserker character, right? Rage. The guy, one guy that was constantly attacking. With this guy, he walked in 4 feet, right? Like an animal. Go. Oh, the mime. I remember this was a side quest where there was a mime like in a cave or in a dungeon, and then to fight him. You could not do anything, and then there was a counter, and by the end, if you don't attack him, he just joins the party. He joins the party, right? So he was a character, or was it a summon, or he was a character, the mime. Go, the mime, yes. What does he do at the beginning of combat? On your turn, you may have Go become a copy of another creature. Makes sense, right? Till the end of the turn, except in the mirror. If you do, go, and that creature get +0 and haste until the end of the turn attack. If okay, you control, so it just mimics one of your other creatures. Sabine, Master Monk. Yeah, I'm not able to differentiate which ones are from the characters, party, or just NPCs or bosses. Like this one, Sabine. Snort. So he's attacking the ship. This monster. Strago and Realm. Strago and Realm. Nothing comes to my mind. Okay. Okay, so there are the Espers. One, Valigarmanda. It's kind of a big snake. A snake drake. Saga drake, sorry. Esper. Umaro Raging Yet. That's a monster for sure. Umaro, but it has a name now. I don't think there was a Yeti in the party. Bannon, the Returner's leader. Okay, so this is an NPC. Although I remember an old guy. Bannon. I remember there was a character. I don't think it's on 6, but maybe 5, where there was an old guy and a child, like the grandfather of that child. Not sure if it's this one here. Not sure. Yeah, I sometimes I confuse 5 with 6 because I play them at the same time. But I think 6 I went till the end. That's why I remember Kafka as well. But 5 I don't remember finishing 5. When you play ROMs and emulation, sometimes you don't give the proper value to the game, and if you just get enough of the game, you just put it on side, and you don't invest. You don't put enough effort to go through all the frustration to go until the end. That happens with emulation, at least with me. So that's why some of these games, like the first frustration, just like, oh, I don't want to waste my time with this. And probably on 5 I got a bit of frustrations. Edgar, Master Machinist. Kafka, there it is. The Dancing Mad. There's the guy. Lock, Treasure Hunter. Yeah, these all could be in the party, and I really don't know. Mogul, even Mog could be part of the party. Setzer, Wandering Gambler. I know that this Kafka character, he was always with another character. This guy shares the colors. Maybe it's this one, maybe not. The Warren Triad. These were some statues that there was a place with these statues. An important place. Oh, the Sun Titan. So the Sun Titan also gets the chance of being part of Final Fantasy VI. I don't know what this means, but Tragic Arrogance. So that looks like Kafka transformed into a Sephiroth kind of character. Archfiend of Depravity. That's a big boss attacking the ship. Demon. Reanimate. They're the statues again. Rise of the Dark. Oh, there's the party. Very big party. Probably everyone we just saw. All the creatures we just saw, they were part of the party. You see the whole... Oh, maybe that's the child and the old one that I was talking about. The animal, the shadow, the ninja. The first guy we saw. This one we haven't seen it yet. And that one, the guy with gray hair. Some of them are still missing. And Terra. What were the Dark Realms? And I don't remember what were the Dark Realms. Sepulchral Primordial. That's a monster. Oh, there are the robots. There I remember. They walked in these mechs. In the beginning, I think in the beginning of the game, the first part of the game, you see like a scene where two of these robots are walking towards the horizon. I don't remember which were the characters, if they were NPCs or famous, but I remember. But I don't know if that's 5 or 6. I hope it's 6. Player of the Hatebound. Ruin Grinder. Bedevil. So there's an explosion on the ship. Legion to Ashes. The Priest of Fell Rites. Priest of Fell Rites. Yeah, this is not a Final Fantasy thing. Ruinous Ultimatum, not a Final Fantasy thing. We've seen this many times. They just added Kafka now. Key to the City. So there are the robots again. Solemn Simulacrum is one of these robots. these walking robots. Oh, that's from Midgar. That's Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, they bought a land here from. That's from 7 as well. Let's see. This one is 6. The Desolate Mire. 6. The Dragon Skull Summit. Probably a dungeon that you need to go through. From 10. From 6 again. Fatted Heat. Foreboding Ruins from 6. Some kind of town that is burned. 7. High Market. Lots of lands. 6 as well. Isolated Chapel. The Shadowblood Ridge. That's 6. They're the robots. Shine Shadow Snarl. Smoldering Mash. Sulphur Spring. Some more items here now from the normal set. Phoenix Down. Oh, Phoenix Down that you take to resuscitate from during combats or after combats. So Phoenix Down, it's I've never realized this. This is like a feather of a phoenix. That's why Phoenix Down. I always thought that down is because you are down and you need to take the phoenix. Maybe there's a double sense here. But this is Final Fantasy VI indeed, the Phoenix Down. Because you have Phoenix Down and potions and elixirs and mega elixirs and mega potions, etc. So I always assumed it was something that you drink. But if you are unconscious, how could you drink, right? Laughing Man. This Kafka is quite a character. Angel of the Ruins. There's Kafka again. This angelic version. Palace Jailer. Morbid Opportunist. The Night's Whisper. Pitiless Plunderer. Have we seen everyone from the party? Strange. Stitcher Supply. That's strange. Oh, Anger. Yeah, these guys they always blow up in the end and kill the whole party. Anger, these fireball, living fireballs. The big score. Crackling Doom. Who's this person? I don't know. And there's only one Esper. Only one. Arcane Signet. The Sphere. Meteor Golem. And robots. Millikin. That's a character. Oh, the Mind Stone. It's a tiara. Soul Ring. The boots. Who wore these boots? These boots or these shoes? Talisman Conviction. Indulgence. The Bauble. Okay, and we get the final lands. So I think so. Yeah, all the human characters we saw, probably they belong to to the party now, because this is not like Final Fantasy VII where there were a ton of characters. It seems like all the major ones were part of the party. Yeah, but that's it. That's it. So this was Revival Trance. I hope you like this video to the point that you consider hitting that like button and subscribing. So I have this huge playlist with Magic the Gathering content where I'm opening decks, boosters, everything. But I also have playlists for all the major card games out there and board games. And if you like podcasts, I have the podcast The Table Talks, where I'm interviewing people to get to know their profiles, their stories, their projects, while playing board games online with them. So I definitely think that you will find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you on the next one. Goodbye.